And we welcome you as we continue the September edition of Conversations. By the way, it's not just a conversation here in the studio. We like for you to be in on the conversation too. And Archbishop, we always invite people to take part. We'd like to have your emails, conversations@archlou.org. In fact, we'll show you right now on the graphics some ways that you can keep up with Archbishop Kurtz. You can keep up with Conversations, and you can also keep up with what's going on in the Archdiocese of Louisville through many platforms. And whether you're watching us or listening to us on a podcast or by means of radio, we're glad you're along. Archbishop, it's hard to believe that we last did Conversations in April. Yeah. That tells us there's been a whole lot of things going on here in the Archdiocese of Louisville. Let's talk a little bit about it.
There sure have, Reed. And of course, this is a good time to take stock because even though obviously we have New Year's Day in January and for the church year, we begin in Advent, but there's kind of a natural beginning in September. So it's really good to be able to take stock in that. A couple of things that I think our viewing audience will be interested in. First of all, the excitement of ordinations to the priesthood, diaconate, and people entering a religious life. I was really blessed this year to ordain 3 new priests, 3 transitional deacons, which means that next year I will also ordain 3 priests. It's been a while in the Archdiocese that we have had 3 priests, and I think the year before was 2. So we accepted some new seminarians, and so we have 17 seminarians, even though 3 who had been last year are now priests. So that's exciting. Last month, I had the ordination of 15 deacons, permanent deacons, who are serving in the Archdiocese, and what a gift the diaconate has been in virtually every parish in the Archdiocese, really since the close of the Second Vatican Council. People might not realize that it's only been about 40 years or so that we have had the history of permanent deacons. And there is also a movement through our vocation office and through the work of many of the women and men religious of new vocations to the consecrated life. So it's kind of exciting. Now many people will say, well, what about other vocations? Well, we are holding up in high regard those who are getting married. We have anniversary masses coming up to highlight.
It's always one of the most popular masses of the year.
It is. Yeah. And you know, something we don't talk about is the blessed single vocation. Mm-hmm. And so we're always quick to say, and as you know very well, that there is in every baptized Catholic's life a vocation, a calling from Christ. So that's exciting, those things that are happening.
You are very much involved in the national scene of the church and will continue to be. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the national scene. It's been a very busy time.
Well, it is, and it is timely because I just not too long ago came back from Canada. The officers of our United States Bishops' Conference once a year meet with the officers of the Canadian Catholic Conference of Bishops. And you won't be surprised to know that there were many, many things mentioned, but 2 highlights I'll give you. First of all, the very important and urgent need for us to take seriously religious freedom. There are real threats to religious freedom. The fortnight of freedom that we had that closed with the 4th of July was both a time for education, for prayer, and for preparation for action. And of course, as good citizens, we need to be truly informed people. Recently, our Holy Father said that lay people within the Church need to be engaged, informed, and articulate. And this is true in the public square. So religious liberty is so very important. Now, we've had programs, I know, on that in the past. Mm-hmm. The second one, which we talked about in the first segment, is the new evangelization. The Synod is a great opportunity, and I think next month we'll probably be talking more detail about it, of this new evangelization, which in essence means people who've been baptized, but who, for a variety of reasons, have a faith that has grown tepid. And the new evangelization is, as a church, our responding to Christ's call to reach out to others. So we'll talk, I know, next month a little more about that.
Well, let's talk about anniversaries and dedications too.
Oh,
We've
gosh.
had a lot of those.
We sure have. You know, we are in the last year, I would say, of pledges to Building the Future of Hope, which was our capital campaign. Now, every parish in the Archdiocese participated, and there's probably someone right now who's listening to us or watching us on the air who are saying, well, I remember that this happened in my parish. Well, some noteworthy things, some big events, St. Bernadette Church, St. Michael Church, brand new churches that are being constructed right now.
A lot of bricks and mortar going up.
There is,
yeah.
and of course, buildings are meant for people, and people are meant for God, so that we have to keep things in perspective. But without buildings, well-constructed buildings, we will not have good ministry. A new school in Hardin County, St. James School in Elizabethtown has gone up. We've had a lot of celebrations. I was down to St. Thomas in Bardstown for their celebration of 200 years. Many of the Sisters of Loretta and the Sisters of the Sisters Charity of Nazareth celebrate their 200th anniversary. So we have a lot of anniversaries and celebrations going on, and that becomes a chance, like any family. Blessings of new buildings, celebrations of anniversaries becomes a chance for that family, and in our case, the family of God, to celebrate.
Well, we've had a lot of celebrations.
We sure have, yeah.
Archbishop, we got a little time before we leave. I can imagine somebody sending us an email and saying, you know, Archbishop, I really like the idea of Why Catholic.
Oh, yeah.
I was busy last year and couldn't participate. Can I get on the train this year?
Well, you know, I'm so glad you asked, because we talked a little bit about that before. Remember, this year is especially exciting,
yes,
because it's on the whole topic of prayer.
Right.
And we had a group meet this summer. And in essence, the group came up with what is a good, clear message, and I love it. It is pray first. And that can be understood in many ways. It certainly means before you do anything else, give time for prayer. Prayer is to be a priority in our lives. I would say people should go to our website if they are not currently actively engaged in their parish.
We'll show you that web page right now. There it is.
That website would be able to direct them to their local parish.
So
and find out. And if they're going, I hope they are going to church, all they have to do is likely look at the bulletin or ask somebody in the back of church. I know at the cathedral, I had Mass just last month, and we had a great presentation from two leaders talking about Why Catholic and saying, if you haven't been involved, please get involved this time.
Okay, so there's your answer. If you weren't involved last year, it's not too late. You can get on this year, and the
Absolutely.
topic is prayer. Going to be a very, very good season.
Absolutely.
Archbishop, the time is up. The month
Wow.
of September is winding down.
Well, it's a joy. It's always a joy to be with you, Reed, and to allow conversations to go out and I hope touch the lives of others.
Archbishop, we'll see you again in October.
Great.
We'll see you again in October, too, for Conversations with Archbishop Joseph Kurtz. Thank you for being here.